Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the loss that I experienced today when it came down to day trading two specific ETFs. I took a loss on one, ended up green on the other. Altogether on the day I lost a little bit over $600. So I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that you guys are looking at. I do man, my jaw almost popped out of place. Oh my goodness. I do want to remind you that our free live trading session is this Friday. So if you have not saved your spot already, this is just so we could simply send you the link. All you have to do is click the first link down below. I think it says links 0. It'll take you to this page, whether you're on mobile or desktop. You click reserve my free spot, enter your name, enter your email. Make sure you click the blue button and then yes, save my free spot. If you want access to our free live trading session, June 28th, 2019, which is this Friday. I would love for you guys to get a taste of what it's like to watch me trade live. Obviously, if you're part of Learn, Plan, Profit already, you don't have to do that. But for those that want to experience this once a month, again, this is something that I wanted to give you guys access to. So let's go ahead and get started, and let me just simply show you. I'm using the TD Ameritrade Think or Swim platform. On DWT, I lost a total of $1,800. On UWT, I made $1,221.74. So altogether on the day, I lost a net loss of $608.58. I took a total of 15 orders, and for those that are not familiar with my TD Ameritrade account, every time that I buy and sell, it's $3 per trade. So you guys can do the math there if you guys really want to calculate exactly the cost of my trading. But altogether, I want to talk about, I just want to keep it super simple. I did very well when it came down, if I'm not mistaken, to UWT. Made $1,200, and honestly, this trading was not even the best. I waited till it broke above the middle VWAP, and then it continued to push up, ended up locking in profits, and I called that out for all those that are part of Learn, Plan, Profit under the Trade Ideas section. I was keeping you guys up to date with what I thought was overbought and what I thought was oversold. What I made the mistake on is on DWT. If you're part of Learn, Plan, Profit, you would have seen the loss that I took during that live stream. I took about a $508 loss within the first 30 minutes of the market open. And it did not, just to put into perspective, I was down a total of 5.3K. I want you guys to know that I'm trading with $100,000, so that correlates about 5.3%. Around 5% is the total loss that I had. And correct me if I'm wrong, this is something that I experienced yesterday. So yesterday I made a little bit over $1,000 trading. I recapped my trading. Feel free to check that video out. But, and UWT just broke above. Okay, so it's actually making higher highs right now, but that doesn't really matter. I'm not going to trade anymore for the rest of today. I have felt like UWT and DWT have been very choppy. Just to put into perspective, this is /CL. It's the crude oil future, right? So the market opens my time 6:30. So this was trading in between the middle and top VWAP. It was showing signs of higher highs. /CL became super overbought, super overextended. If you're part of the Learn, Plan, Profit live stream, you would have seen me talk about this. And then it began to sell off. It approached the middle VWAP and then continued to sell off. And then it pushed right back up. So it just continued to change directions from trading below the SMA line and below the middle VWAP to above the middle VWAP to above the SMA line. I just felt that it was super inconsistent. The same thing was going on with /GC. This thing was all over the place. There was no clear direction. When it came down to /NQ, yesterday /NQ had a very consistent uptrend pattern. And what happened today? /NG was showing signs of a sell-off. And literally 1 hour, right? Market opens at 6:30 my time. 1 hour after the market opens, it pushes up and then changes its overall direction. Instead of it trading between the middle and bottom VWAP, showing signs of a descending pattern for natural gas, it then begins to push up and trades in between the middle and top VWAP. And then as soon as the market's about to close, guess what happens, right? The market closes in about 18 minutes. It breaks below the SMA line and then begins to trade and make lower lows and lower highs. So my biggest takeaway from today is I feel like I can kind of pat myself on the back from recovering from that 5.3K loss. First of all, I should have done a much better job not aggressively trading. After I took my first loss, if you saw me trade within the Learn, Plan, Profit live stream, there's no question. I was extremely frustrated and I was becoming super impatient. I took another position and I just felt, and let me know if you guys have ever felt like this in the comment section, but I just felt like today, every single position that I took, when it came down to DWT and to UWT, not UWT, but DWT, every single time that I took a position, it just was wrong. Every time that I would enter, it would sell off. Every time that I would exit, it would peak out and then begin to recover. It was just, I was not working well with DWT. I was becoming very frustrated with the specific ETF. And then what ended up happening is, as I gave this thing more time, I then began to identify, very simple, just by giving it more time, I identified overall low points for the days and overall high points for the days. So it became much more easy for me to understand the good deal areas, the overbought areas and stuff like that. So the indicators were not as effective to me today, as in the RSI, the MACD, all that stuff. And why is that? Just the market's been very choppy in my experience for the past 2 days. Yesterday, I struggled to make $1,000. This is something that I can normally do in 30 minutes to an hour max. And again, that's about 1%. But I've been consistently doing that. So it looks like UWT is now pushing up. So great. Hopefully you guys, again, the SMA line might be acting as a resistance as it used to act as a support. So just a little heads up on that whenever you guys are ready to lock in profits. But at the end of the day, I just felt like the market was super inconsistent. I'm happy that I was able to recover from that loss of being down, the 5.3K, and then, wow, it's really pushing up. And then ending it at $608. It's still a loss and it still sucks, right? But again, trading with $100,000 and ending at a $600 loss, not bad. Less than 1% net loss on the day. Yesterday, I made a little bit over $1,000. So I'm still up about $400 on the week. Again, not the best, but still green, and I'm really learning a lot from kind of like these struggles. If you guys, look 2 weeks back, last week and the week before that, I had 3 weeks, right? The past 3 weeks, I've had amazing, my biggest weeks ever trading in the stock market. I've been doing very, very well, but this week we're presented with new obstacles and, in a sense, new struggles. The market's been very choppy, and this is where, you really need to take a step back, at least for me. I'm not telling you what to do, right? But for me, I have chosen then to be a little bit more selective and giving whatever it is that I'm trading more time to either identify its true direction, identify its true confirmation, and making sure that whatever it is that I'm trading, that I'm partaking in that position when the action is happening, being a little bit more efficient and selective with my trades. I've seen in yesterday's video that a lot of people agreed with me when it came down to the market being extremely choppy. I had screen recordings of my trades today. I wanted to make a very cool kind of cinematic edit with us getting lunch and the supercars and myself trading, but I just didn't feel it. I was becoming so frustrated with everything that I was experiencing with the stock market today, and I was just over it. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. I wanted to go live. I wanted to show you guys exactly what was going on today and my mistakes that I made. There's no question about that. There's no such thing as a perfect trader, but definitely making sure that you learn as quick as possible based off the mistakes you're making, and making sure that you adapt to the market changing, right? I'm not saying that a lot of people are throwing just crazy ideas about what's happening to the market. I can care less about what other people think. I just need to be more selective when the market's a little bit more choppy, right? I think one of the best things that we can empower anyone to do is to be extremely selective with what they choose to trade and what they choose to and where they choose to put their hard-earned money. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to share my overall loss for the day. Ended up losing, like I showed you guys, the $600, right? $600.08. Wanted to keep it super short and sweet, and kind of leave it at that. Tomorrow is a new day for another opportunity, and hopefully we can make the best of it. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It's the crude oil report. So I hope that for those that like and see value in UWT and DWT, 1 hour after the market opens, wherever it is that you are, if you trade ETFs and if you trade these futures, there is a report that's going to come out that normally drives the price up or down for crude oil. So this is something for the Learn Plan Profit Group to keep an eye out, and this is when I'm going to be going live. So if you guys want to join us for that live trading session, again, you guys do have to be a part of the Learn Plan Profit Group. It's an option. It's not the only option out there. The first link or the second link in the description is so you can join our free Facebook group. The third link in the description is to join Learn Plan Profit. And even if you have 5 minutes, take a little bit of time, learn a little bit more about the group, and see if it would be a good fit for you. Altogether, wanted to keep it short and sweet. Hope I earned a thumbs up in this video. Feel free to share, because I'm sure a lot of beginners that are watching this video can learn from it. Feel free to share maybe some mistakes that you made today and what you could have done better in the comments section. Really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Tuesday. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be your judge in success. Again, I simply want to remind you that the first link in the description is to save your spot spot for our free live trading session this Friday. So if you want to watch me trade live, it's absolutely for free, and all we ask you is to save your spot so we can send you the private link. If you don't save your spot, I can't send you the private link and you can't tune in. So let's keep it as short as that. Thank you guys again for your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take